Welcome back to Words of Ex-Mormon for number 8 on our list of the top 10 scariest things that the LDS Church teaches. Number 8 for me is persecution. Now, okay, Mormons love persecution. It makes them feel like they're doing their job and they're doing really well, and persecution means that the adversary is fighting them, which means they're on the right track. Okay, so they love that. They are actually taught not only to seek for it, but to manufacture situations that garner criticism and then to claim that criticism as persecution. I'll do another video on that another time. Got a lot to say about that as well. But frankly, and what I want to talk about today is, were you ever taught or given a scenario as that, if you were taken and somebody showed up with a gun and they had this gun and they pointed at your head and said, deny Christ, or do you believe in Christ, or any variation of that. And if you said that you believed in Christ, then they would kill you, or they would maybe shoot your family or something. If you said that you didn't believe in Christ, they would let you go and you'd be safe. Well, I remember very, very specifically, usually I feel like this has got to be like, I don't remember the actual lessons that I was being taught. I just remember looking at the teachers and kind of being like, oh my gosh, is this like really going to happen to me? This is going to happen to me. I'm going to be shot for believing in Christ. And usually I think it was like along the lines of, Daniel in the lion's den, who he refused to not pray, and he actively believed in Christ and everything, and then he was thrown to the lions and he survived. Of course, that's a miraculous story. But the idea was that if you said you believed in Christ and therefore you were shot, you were better off than having denied Christ. And so that you would be welcomed into the kingdom of heaven and you would be saved spiritually and everything. But it didn't make sense to me. And I'm not the only one who remembers this. My siblings remember it. My sister used to have nightmares about it, she said. My brother said they remember it. I don't know. Maybe it was just our word. I doubt it. We're a long range. We have very different age groups. So I doubt it was the same person teaching us this. But also I have quite a lot of friends who are ex-Mormons and even active Mormons who still remember being taught this. I don't remember being taught this in my adulthood. I maybe seminary and when I was in high school. I don't remember being taught this in my adulthood, but I don't think that maybe it's not as relevant. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is I just don't even know. But I just remember thinking about this, it was a really scary thing to me that I might die. And I felt like it was this real possibility, kind of along the lines of quicksand and the Bermuda Triangle. I thought it was going to be a bigger problem when I was an adult because of, thank you, 80s movies full of quicksand and Bermuda Triangle. But I was really afraid of those, that I would be hauled out of my bed and I would be told that, well, we're going to kill your whole family if you don't deny Christ. And I was very much a little child. And so that was terrifying. And I would think, why couldn't I just if God knows everything about me, why couldn't I save my family by saying, no, I don't believe in Christ? And then I would save my family and then we could go back home, back into our house and say a prayer and say, thank you for saving us. It didn't make any sense to me, but it was a really scary thing. And it was something that I thought about a lot. I mean, it's obviously a core memory because I'm talking to you about it now, 41 years later, 42. I'm 42, but I was probably, I don't know. It's probably 30 years later because I was probably 7, 8, 9. I don't know. Anyway, you get my point. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments, leave a comment, send an email. If you were also taught this in some capacity as a child and what kind of fear you may have had from that, or if it wasn't a big deal to you, maybe you didn't think it was a big deal. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much and come back and see the next video for number 7.